Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video I'm going to talk about what some would call simply a form of narcissistic abuse. And in a way it's about the whole mentality of it's my way or the highway. And people getting a little bit of, somehow getting a little bit of power, and that goes to their head, and they just become, like I just said, it's my way or the highway. Okay, I'm going to try to give at least one or maybe two examples of this. Hypothetical, fictional. Say that you join some kind of a group, and you've been a member of this group. Say it's a book club or a writers group. Let's say writers group. And you meet once every month or once every week, however, and you've been in it for years. And so, a lot of people, it's not a small group, it's a lot of people. And over the years, at some point, things changed. The person who organizes it changed. And that person decided to make it only certain genres. And that does not include yours. And so they meet with you and they say, look, or they send you an email. Let's say that. So this person, the new leader, sends you, like I said, an email stating that your genre is no longer allowed. It's only these, those, whatever. And you're shocked because you've been a member of this group for, like I said, years, a long while. So what do you do? How do you handle this? Okay, where was I? But yeah, so you get this email and you're like, what the crap, This is just all of a sudden, and or say you do go to another one, okay, another group too. So your thought is, and so maybe you send a comment back to this person, an email back, and say, look, I've been a member of this for however long, and they send you one back stating that those are the new rules, and that's all there is to it, basically. They put it kind of nicely, and that's just the new rules. And they might put it in some way, that we are trying to narrow it down for people to be able to help one another that are in the same genre, and so on and so forth. So you belong to another one, and you just blow it off. Okay. Or would you let it go so easy? You have another one you can go to, somewhere else. But anyway, now here's another example. It could, it gets, depending on who you are, is this a worse situation to you? Is say that you have a job, and suddenly, they have a changeover. Maybe it's been bought by another company or corporation, and they require that you now have some kind of certification or whatever for the job you've been doing. Say you've been doing it 5-10 years, and you don't have that certification. And basically, what they do is anybody who does not have whatever they require for that whatever position, they give them a 2 weeks notice that they're going to have to, they're going to be let go. And you try to find out how can you get your certification for whatever it is, how long, and it's not going to be that quick enough. And you ask about it. You say, what if I get this? And they said, well, we're already in the process of hiring other people. You can reapply whenever you get your certification. Okay, very cold. It's their way. That's it. That's all there is to it. And there really isn't that much you can do about it. Of course, that would depend on where you live and all that. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, what it would be. I think some people like this kind of situation, I think you could get, maybe depending on where you live, get unemployment. But if you were trying to get your certification, I think here, at least at one time it was here in Texas, that you couldn't be taking classes while you were on unemployment. I don't know. I really don't, but I seem to remember something like that. Somebody complaining about it. Something. And that's kind of it kind of like defeats a purpose in a way. You want to have people get employed, and if this is the whole situation, it wouldn't make sense. You see, things don't always make sense, do they? No. Okay. And now it could also be something, since you are online watching this, it could be something online too, like they won't allow you to join a group or post in a group or post, YouTube isn't the only place you can do videos. So say it's somewhere else and they only allow you to post videos on this topic or that topic. And all the while that you've been on there, yours were okay to post those. But it's not anything about hate or anything, anything that's usually covered. It's just that the person who runs it, say it's a small group or whatever, the person who runs it as an administrator or moderator, they just feel like you have to do it their way. Okay, no, like say if you're on a group where you write, they feel like you have to write so many words. It has to be at least that many words to post. It can't be short. It can't be, can't be too long. Can't be too short. And it's never been like that. And suddenly, this new person decides that's how it's going to be, and that's it. And there's no questioning it. That's how it is. That's the new rules. My way or the highway kind of mentality. Okay. Now, and then as it is, maybe these are people who they just love to have the control, or they have some kind of reason behind it, whatever it is. But when you really start to think about it, do you really want to fight it? Because if this person has taken over, okay, this company or corporation or whatever it is has taken over, what would it be like to continue? Constantly new rules, or maybe not even, but more and more restrictions maybe, or each time you turn around there's something else like a rule or restriction that they find, and they find fault, and they don't have any problem stating the faults that they find really bad like this. And that could be the what could happen. Do you really want that? Do you want to be part of that? Do you want to go through that, constantly wondering what are they going to do next, and what am I not doing right? You're right or wrong or whatever, or just say bye-bye. Some people can't do that with jobs. They can't do it that easily. And yeah, anything like this along these lines is a disruption. But is it worth it? And then that's a question. Is it worth it no matter what? If it's, say you're a job and they say, well, you have to do this class and you have to do it within this time and all that stuff, and you start to see a pattern of other things too, isn't it better to just look for another job somewhere? Or is it? You might have worked there and you've built up, your salary or your hourly is high, and that if you go to some other place it's going to be low. Some people can't take that difference, and they'll put up with it. I'm not blaming any victim of, what they choose. But is it a question? It's a question. What would you think? As for me, I think the older I get, the less tolerant I am of that kind. Really. Yeah. I think more of what I feel these days is it's really not worth it. It is seriously not worth it. There is no way, to report that person and to whomever. If there's no way, or they are the ones who are setting it up. Oh, look at that bird. But if it wouldn't be worth it. I could see, maybe knowing somebody there and seeing if they stayed, are they going to stay, then to let you know if things change, if somebody reports them or can't, you can't. Say you can't. But if something happens that enough people leave it, like a book club or a writing group, and whatever it is, then enough people start their own, get people who know what's going on, exchange emails, whatever it is, or just join something else and just move on. But it's difficult. It's not that easy. I know that, especially if you made friends and it's a group you like, say a knitters group. Is it knitters? I think it is. Knitting group. But, you know, putting up with somebody who's abusive, who's tyrannical, or, is that the word I'm looking for? You know, who's going to be, it's my way or the highway in something. I feel like in most instances, at my age, I'm not tolerating that crap. Now, if I were in dire straits and I had to have a job and that's the only one in town kind of thing, for a while, you know, until I could maybe save some money and move somewhere else, you know, that kind of, you know, work towards some kind of way out and to move on. That's what I would do. I can't tell anybody what to do. But what do you think? Well, how would you respond? I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. In fact, I know I am. So, just go ahead if you feel comfortable talking about it or sharing or commenting, do so below this video. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.